Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Here comes Marion on, because she's right there in the holy, holy way. All right, we're back here at Soul Fulfilling, old style, old time styling, old school. Yes, let me do something right quick. I want to make sure that we sound really good and that we're not in the red. Yes. Yes. La 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 la. Hey Denise. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. All right, so I want to welcome everybody to Soul Fulfilling. My name is Rickie Byars, and I'm thankful to be here with you this evening on our beautiful podcast, Soul Fulfilling Songs and Conversations. And we're going to get right to the meat of everything tonight. Well, actually, I try to wait till we have more people in the house. Oh, there's Candace is in the house. Maxine, Chef Lori. Okay, the Saints are marching in. The Queens and the Kings are loading in for a wonderful evening. And I want to say thank you, Sue Lingle, who holds the high watch for our podcast. And I want Sue to come into the room right now. Sue, come on to the room. We bring you we bring you up the last 2 seconds and go like, hey, come on in the room, Sue. You know,
is this better?
That's better. You're looking good, Key.
All right.
You know,
Rickie said I was looking a little less than bohemian. All right, I can't
Yes. So last week we had Baby Man on, huh?
Mm-hmm. He did a really nice. He was good. He's so good, and so much information I didn't know about him.
Yeah, and it was. Yeah. How did you feel about the different change of the program without us doing it this way? You know, with the almost like a Zoom thing, but we were live in the room.
From the moment that the show started, you were already playing, and so was Baby Man, and it was like, ooh. Something different's going to happen here tonight. And it was so lovely. I could have just listened to the music all night long. It was great. I liked it a lot.
I want to hear that part. I want to hear about that part. She wanted to listen to That's great.
Yeah, and Baby Man was quite comfortable. He was a little, I don't want to say nervous, but he didn't know what to expect. Yeah, but you two had a lovely conversation. It was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I look forward to more live, soul fulfilling conversations. But they have to be live in the room, and that's the whole thing, is coming live in the room. And but we're live in the room anyway. I want to say hello to Annie O'Neill. Love you too, Dakoya. Yeah, come on, y'all, come on into the room. Yeah. Joanne Long, what's up, sis? Ratchet up. Okay. She says, I welcome your music. Thank you. So y'all come on into the room. Lisa Sahakian, how you doing? Hey, Nikki, just come on in my room. Come on in my room, 'cause the Spirit is my doctor, and it writes out all of my scriptures, and it gives me all of my medicine in my room. Hey, Patricia. Oh, yes, there is love in my room. Love in my room. 'cause the Spirit is my doctor, and she writes out all of my scriptures, and she gives me all of my medicine in my room. Hey, Michelle. Oh, yes, there is joy in my room. There's joy in my room because Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all of my scriptures, and he gives me all of my medicine in my room, in my room. Oh, come on, in my room. Come on, in my room. 'Cause the Spirit is my doctor, and it writes out all of my prescriptions, and it gives me all of my medicine in my room. All right, in my room, in my room. Hey, Rickie, in my room. A rose by any other name is just as sweet. It's just as sweet. I'm going to be bringing Terri Dean in my room. She's a master candle maker, a very powerful creator in so many different capacities. And I just wanted her to be on with us tonight as she shares her wisdom, her joy, her love. Because the Spirit is her doctor, and it writes out all of her scriptures, and it gives us all of our medicine, our medicine, our medicine in this room. My new piano is real strong. Yes, I'm still getting used to the power of it, the power of the sound of it. It's like that in life where you reach another capacity, something is a greater window than you had known, a greater, more awareness. Is you got more space. It's like moving into a bigger house, and you go like, oh, got all this space, and then you have to acclimate to it. You have to see, okay, now what is mine to do in this space. And I'm getting used to the sound of this piano. It's a beautiful piano, and but it's big. It's got girth. It's got volume. It's got and it's got strength. It's powerful, and I'm still uh, getting used to it. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Kathy O is in the house, and folks are loading in. They're still loading in. So with no further ado, I want to just give thanks right now for the power and the presence of a loving God. That is my life. It's everything about me. It's my music. It's my strut. It's my dreams. It's all the realities that run through the gamut of my existence. And guess what? It's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. And so right now, I'm just anchoring in the truest, the most awesome part of it. That is who I truly am, who we all are truly. And in that reality, in that place, in this space of holy holiness, we just give thanks for all that we get to be about. That is high, holy, and wonderful. All the lessons along the way that woke us up, shook us up, lifted us higher. Just thankful right now for our journeys that lead us right here and right now. And I'm calling it good and very good as we allow the God times to roll right now, the awareness to flow, the joy. Thank you, God. We're blessing our beloved Terri Dean, who steps into the room with such grace and beauty. And I'm just thankful for her journey that brought her into my life. So thank you, God. And we allow it to be, and so it is. Amen. Hey, hey. Woo. Who just entered the room? Might be Terri Dean. Let the chat say Terri. I think you got some friends on tonight too, Terri.
Just one. Because I didn't tell anyone else. I've been so like nervous. Candace knows.
Well, I think you got friends that you don't know who have been aware of you for years through the Bee Hood. So you might not know them, but they know you. They've seen your candles. They've bought your candles and purchased them. They've used your candles. We've smelled the scents, not the scents, the scents that you have created, and we've received your cards in the mail. You know, beautiful cards. We've seen your photography. We've seen you. So you might think we don't know you, but if we see something that says Terri Dean on the picture or Co-Creations Limited, we know a little bit more about you than you think. So welcome Terri into the room. Yay!
Thank you.
Look at that.
And
See
I
that?
pay attention to all of you too. So it's one of those odd things where I see Marion all the time. I see everyone's name pop up and I feel
Yeah.
like, oh, I already know you, but I really don't, but I feel you. And
Mhm.
been like the best extended chosen family that I could ever wish for. You've
Hey,
exceeded all my wildest expectations, everyone in this community, and you at the helm. So thank you.
hey, do you see what people are putting up here?
No, I hit the comments because I'm.
They're saying I just love your candles.
Oh, thank you, Patricia. I do get.
Her candles are amazing. Good evening, Terri. I just love your candles. I mean, welcome, Terri. Nice to put a face to your name and products.
Hi, Chef Lori.
so
I
so
loved your conversation with Rickie too. So it's nice to
mhm.
say hello.
Well, so we welcoming you into the room, and I just wanted to oh, all right now, Reverend Ken, you better say hello now. Reverend Ken Daigle dropped in from Unity San Francisco. Hey, my brother. Yes. Yeah, we got folks. And he remembers you because you did the candle for Unity of San Francisco,
FBI.
the commemorative candle. You know, so you have been lighting the world. I tell you, we know your works. We know you. I've got many of them. Love them. That's Lynn. I mean, girl, you're in good company. So you thinking you just got Candace on here. You got a whole room of friends that we meet you through your works, through your fruits. And let's talk about you and you know, everybody, I just want you to know she's shaking in her boots, but I made her come on this show
Yeah.
Be- because she can talk. You know, she can speak, and we need to learn how. We know how to keep going, even when we're a little shaky about it. You know, that's what champions are made of. That's what we're made of, and you are a champion in my eyes, Terri Dean. So Terri, I'm not going to go through a long list of your accomplishments, and there are many. But Terri created her own travel magazine. It was called Travel Host Albuquerque, and it was a travel. And if anybody's seen travel magazines, I haven't seen one that wasn't beautiful, but yours was the most beautiful I'd ever seen, and it was such a powerful uh, expression that used many of your gifts. So, what gave you the great idea to have a travel magazine?
Well, I've done a variety of things throughout my career, but I had been in television for many years. So I had a pretty good understanding of media. I love Albuquerque. I love New Mexico. And I really, really, really love helping highlight people's businesses or highlight their stories or showcase them. So it felt like a really natural evolution for me to go, okay, if I have my own platform, how could I shine the lights on other people, what
Mm-hmm.
they're doing? How can we shine lights on the beautiful aesthetics of New Mexico? The just the beautiful people that are here, the artisans and the musicians and the
Mm-hmm.
people doing businesses that are giving every day of themselves. So it felt like a really natural transition, but I get like I was super uncomfortable because I'd never really worked out of a corporate environment prior to
Mm,
that. So I
mhm.
took a big leap of faith and I lost some money and I just did the thing, but it was great while it was good.
Well, you invested some money.
Yes.
You didn't you
Well,
didn't listen.
probably not as fruitful as should be, so I probably should look at some other options. But during that time, I also opened an agency. So I was doing media buys for a lot of local clients and helping them strategize like where the best place to put their funds for getting
Mhm,
their messaging out was. And I also love like the creative process of helping people tell their story. So helping
mhm.
craft those 30-second commercials for, visually to be seen visually or messaging for radio. So yeah, that was really fun. And I've kept that the whole time. And I still do some consulting and I try to help people with digital solutions and all kinds of things.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Fun.
I forgot that you had been in television. I just thought you were naturally savvy like me.
Oh, you're my
I,
face.
I didn't know you had a background. But
Oh,
you, what's interesting um, to me about you, Terry, one of the most fantastic things about you is that you are a connector of people. You're a connector. Like you'll look at what is happening and you see, well, how can that help to enhance that? How
mhm.
can these two people get their thoughts together and maybe create something that nurtures and that honors both and that produces a greater result than even that they're doing now, and that's your gift is that's one of your gifts.
I
That's
can't
yeah.
not do that. I don't understand like why more people don't do that because it takes so little effort. I mean, it
Hmm.
takes a minute, right? Like to do an email introduction or a text introduction, but I think if everybody would just take a second in their day and maybe just do that for one person, not reckless introductions, but really intentional introductions, it can make such a world of difference to one or both of those people that
What you
might.
mean? You mean okay. What would we say? You say if within a day, if more people made introductions, you mean like okay, Kathy O'Barrow is in the room and she's a musician and she does a lot of beautiful things in the world. And she probably everybody on the thread probably does it, but it's like because the people in this thread are they're really smart, but but if for instance if there's a revival that's happening in
Mhm.
your neck of the woods that you will send, is that what you're talking about, that you will
Right,
send a notice to somebody and go like, hey, this is what's happening
right.
in your area?
Right. I do that all the time. Our mutual friend Tracy Whitney,
Hmm.
like many times, like something will come up music wise here in New Mexico. I'm like, Tracy, are you on this? She's like, oh my God, thank you. And it's
Hmm.
really been like another vehicle for connection for everybody. And they're like, oh my God, she's amazing. And she's like, I would have never known. So
Hmm.
I love doing it. And I feel like it's a way I can kind of support people in a different kind of way.
Well,
I
you
might
do
not
what.
be able to do this, but I can do that. And I think if everybody did a little bit of something,
Hmm.
then it really does help that person who's out trying to hustle and make a living either through sales or selling real estate or mortgages. It's like, no, you need to know my friend here because they can really help you
Hmm. Hmm.
within the process. And I would much rather have a vetted referral if if I'm trying to book a musician or if I'm trying to, try to make a connection for something.
Yeah, some businesses like I go to a kinesiologist and they'll only take you if you were referred by somebody that they know.
Mhm.
That's the way they roll with their clientele.
Right.
And so what it is that we're referring, who it is that we are referring is important. And but you and many on the thread are connectors. Chef Lori,
Mhm.
Maxine, I mean all of it, everybody, it's like I think a lot of times friends are doing that anyway, that we are doing that. It's like this is happening. Hey, did you know this was going on? You want to go there with us? Want to go support that person? Or you
Mhm.
want to go and check out that concert or that flea market or whatever? It's just like I think it's life. The way we reach out and touch each other,
Mhm.
you know, and it's great. You got to be able to look beyond your own. And some people are kind of like in a grief spot that they
Right,
can't look beyond the grief that they're in.
right. Or if it's not going to benefit them, then why bother?
Yeah,
I've
but
a lot
yeah, but people who think like that,
hmm
that if it's not going to benefit them, many times are people who are not, they're not connected to the world. You know, it's like like uh, there's something that you can give. There's a way that you can contribute some kind of way.
right,
You know, even if you're not there. I mean, just and I'm thinking of the many ways in the world where people reach out and go like, "Hey, you want to help us do that, or
right.
you want to help us do this, or we're doing this, and we invite you to check out our work."
hmm
It's people like us, you know, that say
hmm
yes, that help those people.
That's exactly right. You do it all the time.
I
All the
do.
time. Just like
Yeah,
you,
I ask for help all the time.
well, we have to also know when to ask for help because we can't do this on our own, right?
Hmm.
But if I am aware that you have like an event happening at a spiritual center someplace, I'm like,
Hmm.
well, how about do you want to give out VIP bags or whatnot, like we did here when you were in
Hmm.
Albuquerque? It brings me such great pleasure. My heart is so open and wide. I'm like, oh, good, I can do something for Rickie. I can give something back to people that are there to enjoy her music or give things to the people who show up at your house on Sundays,
Hmm.
neighborhood family, or anybody. I'm like, here, if you need some cards, greeting cards to send, because I know
Hmm.
you like me, we like the handwritten note still.
Yeah, yeah.
Super old school, but I love it, love it, love it. And being able to like take the pictures that I take and put them on the card,
Oh my God, your photography is through the roof.
an expression of like something I see that I think is beautiful. And then it's just so nice because I know that it's just something I can do. And it's comes from a really deep place of gratitude,
Hmm.
appreciation,
Hmm.
love for you and
Hmm.
for everyone that supports you in the
Hmm. Yes, thank you. That's so beautiful. So I have nothing to say. We're done.
community.
She got me. So she had a travel magazine. And
Oh,
so what how did you go from the magazine to making candles?
oh my gosh. Well, I'm always making something. It used to be belt buckles. It was
Oh, that's right. You made belt buckles. Oh yeah, I love your Pray belt buckles, one of my faves.
Yes. So I've got busy hands. Like I like to do things, and I've always loved fragrance. Many, many years ago, my first was my first probably outside sales job. I was a rep in the professional hair care industry. So I repped for Nexus way back in the day when you would actually get in your car and go call on salons and I would hustle shampoo. So I laugh. I'm like, I've sold soap, toys, and air, which we'll get to the other stuff if anyone cares. But for the soap part, it was like shampoo. I'm like, I peddle soap. And I became really interested in having a product. I became really interested in what would a product look like if I were able to make and produce my own product. Because you're selling every day and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm making a ton of money for these fat cats who could give two rips about me, in Arizona on a 130-degree day in my little Honda calling in orders from the payphone, like they don't care. But what if I could come up with something that smelled really great? I'm a total fragrance junkie. Like I love things that smell good. I
Mhm.
love I just love fragrance. So I always thought it was really fun to, do lotions and soaps or something like that. And I also really, I guess candles too, just because not only do they smell really fantastic, but I think
Mhm.
when you light a candle, you feel a little more calm. I started lighting more candles probably during COVID, although I was making candles before COVID actually hit.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then you told me one time you mirrored back to me, and it made my heart just really open up and swell. But you said, Terry, you're not just making candles; you are like literally gifting people something that helps them with as a vehicle to meditate, to pray, to light
Mhm.
a candle for someone they love, to
Mhm.
create, space and ambiance that feels really welcoming and warm. Um, And I'm like, I like that so much. If I could just like throw that into my introduction spiel when I have to tell people hi and what I do or whatever,
Well,
it'd be
yeah.
great if I could let it roll off my tongue that way. But I really, that at the end of it, that is something at the crux of all of this. It makes me really happy that when people say, oh, I got a candle, it's like, that's my meditation candle. That's my prayer candle.
Hmm.
I just go, oh, wow, that makes me so
So
happy.
so you've been quite successful.
I've, I've done fairly well with my candles.
So yeah, it's good to see you receive this.
I,
To hear you, to see and watch you receive it, because many times there's a deflection thing that goes on, and you can sit and go like, you know what, I have expressed myself. I have
Mhm.
shared my gifts with the world. I have thought of something and seen it to fruition, and something that and many times the things I've seen you do are things that you hadn't done before. You hadn't done before. A candle can change the whole atmosphere of a room. It is a very underutilized tool to change our moods, and it is.
It
Is
is.
it is so true. That's Mickey that said that. But now check it out. So then she opens up a little candle shop. I'm gonna fast forward to the to the present
Okay.
to the present, and she opens up a little candle shop in a very small little cozy corner off the beaten track in the corner,
Nope.
uh, where no traffic goes, pretty much. you
Right.
know she's
Right.
hiding in the back. But the cutest candle shop you ever see. I mean, it was just a beautiful thing. And she had such, so I equate that with, having beautiful gifts and just keeping them in a very small place where nobody gets to see them, or you were trying to share it, in your own way. But there's nothing like having a bigger space that's a little closer, that's where the traffic is,
Mm-hmm.
the bigger space on Front Street, baby. you
Pretty
know
much.
so let's talk about moving it up, moving.
Okay.
So I say now she's stepping up her game, which is a big deal. And I called us both spring chickens.
It's okay. It's okay.
because
Oh,
it's all about that story in your head. Like this, when you step up your game, when you step into a bigger place, like I was talking about with the piano, but with a place that you are paying for, a place that the expenses quadruple, you know and so we're here to talk about this story right now, how to keep your cool when the ego is thinking it's going to die.
it's been a struggle. It's been very challenging because on the one hand, and I'll just back up real quick and just say I jumped back into a corporate environment for 7 months while I was still doing the shop because I thought, oh, this would be a phenomenal fit for me. Well, it wasn't.
Mhm.
And so I thought I just need a break. I've got to catch my breath. I left on a Friday. By Monday, the ball started rolling. I feel like my angels have just got me covered. I'm not going to cry in a way that has made it almost impossible for me to back out of the direction. The momentum is so strong. Anyway, so yeah, so by Monday, I happened to call on a space that I literally kept my eyes on for the last 8 years. That's opened up, and I had checked on it 2 months before, and the rent was just way out of range. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't get there. And I talked to another friend that morning, and I said, well, this is what I want to do. I want to start doing some candle classes for tourists and people coming in, and we'll do Sense of the Southwest or Ambiance of Albuquerque, and we're going to gear it towards those folks. That'll be a nice new market. And then I'll partner with hotels. And she goes, no, you're not going to do that. You need space. And I said, no, I'll just do it. And she goes, no, you need to start looking for space. I said, well, I do have my eye on a place. She said, call. I said, I called 2 months ago. It's out of range. She said, call again. I called. The lady's like, we need to talk. I'll take you to the property tomorrow. So I called Danny, had him meet me there. He goes, wow,
That's her friend.
huge. Danny is like one of my advisors. We'll just call him an advisor. And anyway, so she's like, no, you're going to make it. You can make an offer on this. Like, it doesn't have to be that. Go in with an offer and let's
Mhm.
see what they say. So I went with a ridiculously low offer. Well, of course, they didn't accept my ridiculously low offer, but they came back with something that was a stretch. And I mean a real stretch. But I kept trying to figure out, like, how is this going to go? And every time I tried to tell myself it wasn't going to work, something else would happen. And it was like, oh, but it can work because here I am. And like, I have a dear friend that does interior design. And she goes, I would love to like furnish that space for you.
Come on now, listen to you.
Retail space. She goes, do you like, Pottery Barn, Apothecary, or not Apothecary, Anthropology, things like that. I said, those are beautiful stores. She goes, please just let me furnish it. If I sell something, great. If not, you've got furniture in 12 months. I love you. I want to support you. And so here we are. So happens her husband is a contractor. It's like, we need new lighting. Chris is like, I've got the lighting. I'm like,
look at you.
It's going to work. It's
Wait, hold on a minute, Terri.
Honey.
Terri, hold on. I want to start a nightclub. Anybody on the thread?
Let me call my little earth angels here. Maybe they can help. It's not just that, but it's been all of these things. So yes, I'm terrified out of my boots right now. And I don't know.
Wait. You got to watch your I am.
I am excited about the unknown. How's that?
and I'm open to more good than I've ever experienced
That's
before.
Right. Where's my oath of manifestation?
Well, the thing is, you got to live it. You have to speak it.
I know.
Well, that's all right. We're here in the program together because you're not the only.
Yeah, my human has really been coming at me hard. I feel really grounded spiritually. And then all of a sudden my human jumps in and goes, but what if? Or my mother's voice comes in and goes, you can't do that. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
I am way too old to worry about these things. But I do. And, I just, that's the work.
Well, that's what, and to use your imagination, and for me, I lean into my faith.
Always.
I lean on my faith, and you have a powerful prayer life. You have a powerful spirit, a powerful God that's here for you, loving you. Like, your gifts are just a reflection of the Holy Spirit. I mean, what you're doing is expressing what God put you here to do. God put the thought in your head. And like they say in the old church, God will make the provision for the vision. The vision comes with the provision.
Right.
And look, and people came all around you to make it. So if you're in this thread and you have some things you have some notions of something that you want to do. What I love about you, Terri, is that you're very honest and you're human. You're very honest and you're human, and that we can join you in your success, in your willingness to see beyond the valleys of the shadow of fearful thinking, because the enemy is inside of our head.
Always, for me, always.
Which brings a song. This song talks about that. Because it's a story, What kept me sad or scared is the story in my head about what I never had and what I never said. But I can sing a song the flowers gave to me, and it helps me to be strong, and it helps me to be free. Now when I'm walking with you, what Terri? Walking with God. When I'm talking with you, I'm talking with God. When I'm singing with you, I'm singing with God. If God is all there is, then everything is God. When I'm laughing with you, I'm laughing with God. When I'm crying with you, even then, I'm crying with God. In the arms of my friend, I'm in the arms of God. If God is all there is, then everything is God. If God is all there is, then everything is God. God is all there is, then everything is God. Yeah, yeah. And just letting the grace of that flow over us. And it's some reminder that God is good. And if you don't believe in God, well, believe in something, something besides your capacity, you know, 'cause you could get hit by a truck, but that's great. It'll be you. But man, but most of the time when you get hit by a truck, it always happens. Oh God. Oh Lord. Then sometimes it's good grief. Good grief. I don't know what comes with the good grief, but God is already there, and whatever you're subscribing to. But I think our subscriptions would be we would do well if our subscriptions were to something that is loving and that really does deliver a calm mind and heart right in the midst of the storm. Because you step big. It's 15. Is it 1,500 square feet?
Almost 16. So
Whoa.
like 300 square feet to almost 1,600 square feet.
Oh, don't. Hey, yes.
Well,
Yes.
what I love too is this is now a bigger space where we can invite community to come in. I've already got like my first workshop scheduled on the 20th of June. I have a friend that does nutrition and wellness, and she's coming in to present, and we'll have people come to that. So we can have music. I've got enough room where we can have music. We can do legit candlelight meditations with your CD.
Yeah. Remember the Sound of Aura's meditation group you started?
Aura's meditations in a bigger way. Like at 300 square feet, we have like 8 of us sometimes that have gone in for those, and it's so magical. I think that's one of the reasons my space right now that I'm in has been so satisfying, is because there is so much love infused in the people who come in, the things that we've done. We were doing yin yoga in there, 3 people, right? But we did it, and we opened up the space, had a beautiful instructor, and people loved it. So now we have room to do more of those types of things. And really, my goal too is to help shine a light on other healers we have in the community and open up that space to not only do classes, but
Mm-hmm.
fun things.
Oh
So,
wow, I'm so proud of you, and I can see things opening up in a holy ways. I mean, it's already good, and the possibilities of creative expressions in Albuquerque, with you being the B Hood representative, right?
right. We need our Regasa section.
Hey, we're gonna have that Regasa section. We want that Regasa section. Yeah, well, those of you who don't, y'all know that Regasa is rest in God and say Amen. But we got the Regasa symbol that Georgia created that I love, and and Terry, with her thinking outside the box self, comes up with the Regasa stickers that you could just put stickers on everything. Regasa.
Collaboration.
I,
Collaboration.
I need more stickers. What do I need to do to get a bunch of stickers?
You just placed your order right now.
All right.
Tell me how many you need. I'll make it happen.
Yes,
I'll
yes.
be the boss. She's the best boss I've ever had too. So I think she'll say yes.
Yes, thank you. I'm saying yes to that, because having evidence of Regasa all around me, it makes me feel good. Like it's on my computer. I have a
Mhm.
sticker on my computer.
That's fun.
I probably shouldn't put it on the stop sign on the corner, but I might have to put it on the stop sign on the
No,
corner.
you guys love it. When you're out doing your walks, you totally should hit the mailboxes, hit all of it.
We become taggers. Hi, Ramona. Ramona says, I've missed your singing, dear Rickie. Your heart has been my heart too. Much love here for you. Thank you, Ramona. I appreciate everybody who's in the thread. Catherine is here, and Others have shown up. Edith came into the room. So welcome everybody into the people still coming into the room. And with our conversation about how to get to how to stay centered right there in the storm of our emotions and our ego when we are right in the middle of growing and expanding, because
Right.
it comes for you.
And let me tell you, it's
It
like
comes for you.
that saying, if you're not whatever, if you're not like uncomfortable, you're not stretching far enough. Oh
Hmm.
my gosh. Trust
Oh,
me,
I
I'm
oh
stretching.
man, I got on.
I've like, I've had to really work with myself.
Hey, I worked with myself today. Somebody threw me something,
What?
and I won't tell you what he threw me, but I am a great athlete, so I can knock it back. Right? I'm little Serena when it comes to a point of view. It's like, bam. This is what it looks like coming back at you, and it's coming back fast. You
Hmm.
know, and then after all was said and done, after I had said what I said, and that person said what they said, I and we talked strongly about it. It was a very strong conversation, and it was a what if you would do this, and I was like, no, I am not doing that.
Hmm.
And the person was saying about touching millions of people and different things, and I was saying I love what I'm doing and I love the people that I'm touching, and I think it's organic, and I feel like, and I gave my point of view, and that the other person came back with a whole nother thing, and I'm listening, and I'm listening, but I'm holding very strongly to my point of view, and because um, I just didn't want to do what he was asking me to do, and I didn't see that it was necessary of me. And then I went upstairs and picked up this book. I mean, it was just there on I don't even know why it was down. I don't know why it was down, but this book is a book by Byron Katie called A Thousand Names for Joy.
Yes.
And it's living in harmony with the way things are. And she's talking about reality. And and she says reality is very clear when the mind is clear. It couldn't be simpler, though people feel that there's got to be something hidden behind it. It's user friendly. What you see is what you get. Whatever happens is good, and even if you don't think so, you can question your mind. I see people and things without a story. So when it comes to me to move toward them or away from them, so when it comes to me to move toward them or away from them, I move without argument. I don't know why not. The movement is always perfect and I have nothing to do with it. So because there's nothing hidden, reality sounds like this. Woman sitting in chair with a cup of tea. That's as sweet as I want it because that's what it is. I call it the last story. When you love what is, it becomes so simple to live in the world because you understand that everything is exactly as it should be. And so I have gotten comfortable like that.
Right.
I got comfortable, but when this person pitched this thought my way, and I was like, absolutely not. you know, and then I went upstairs. This really wasn't the chapter, but it was like it says, I have a word for God, reality. I call reality God because it rules. It is what it is. It is so physical. It is a table, a chair. It's the shoe on your foot. It's in your hair. I love God. It's so clear, so solid. It's completely dependable. You don't get a vote in what it does, and it doesn't wait for your opinion or your permission. You can trust it completely. She's talking about reality. But I don't know. When I picked up the book today, these weren't the chapters. The chapter I picked up was about love. It was about love and what it means to love, and what it means, to love even beyond what it feels like somebody doesn't love you. What love requires of your heart. And it was dealing very deeply inside of me. You know, very deeply. And I was looking at my position in regards to this request that was asked of me. And their point of view was that it would mean so much to so many people if this thing, and I'm thinking, and I was like, boom, boom, boom. But when he left, and I picked up this book, and I can't even show you the page right now, but I'm here to tell you, Byron Katie put it very clear that it's the story in my head. And who wrote the song about what kept me sad? But it's not just what keeps us sad, what keeps us stuck.
Right.
What keeps us stuck is the story in our head.
Right.
And I had accepted that, this is good. This is good what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I got the Be Hood. I got the people here. And, and if folks find out about it, they'll find out about it eventually and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, Rickie, do you know what your music does for the world? I'm going like, yeah, it's doing what it does, and I wasn't going to allow somebody else to come in and reconstruct the story of my life. However, what he was giving, I could see in my inner work was a chance for me to not anchor in a story at all. It was the story of what happened, the story of what they did, the story of they were all stories, but the reality is what's happening right now. Reality is what's happening in your mind right now.
Right.
When you walk into your place and you can feel the possibilities and you can feel the fear too, but not be defined by it. It's like, hey, this is huge. And guess what? I'm not alone. There's so much that is in the invisible that's holding me up and bringing everything that I need, and I claim that for myself too, Terri.
And on the
Right
grand
now.
scale, it's like there's so much. There's so much abundance on the grand scale. It's like many people would just be like, and for me, it's a big deal though. And I just think it's so important, no matter how old we are, whatever our age is, we need to continue to try new things. We need to find ways to express ourselves, through creativity, whether it's music or writing or whatever it is. And we cannot stop, because I believe when we stop, we stop. And I loved hearing you talk about your experience in Detroit when you were around all the elders and the women in their 90s that were just running the show and putting things together. Like, if I'm around at 90, that's the person I want.
Me too.
I want to be that person, and I want to live like that. And we get to choose it. So we have to not become stagnant.
Yes.
You have to look, and sometimes I find myself getting stuck here and there. So that's when I pop on B radio. That's when I listen to some of your music. That's when I go outside and take a walk and I look at the trees and I smell and all the things, or take pictures or whatever it is to just kind of jolt that, get in my body and move. And I think that we just can't allow ourselves to stay in one place forever, just because it's comfortable. We have to try new things. So maybe there was something to the conversation. I don't know. I don't know anything else about the conversation.
Well, then you know what? It was a conversation.
Okay.
I'll just say it was a conversation, and I am just willing to grow and to continue to grow. I'm willing to do that, and I know that the spirit in me has been a perfect guide for me. That even when a well-meaning person comes in with some with what they dropped, it's like, I was very clear. I was like, and God can be more than that. There's nothing like watching two masters fight. Not that I call myself one, but today clearly the Jedi was on her thing. It's like, so Terri,
what?
How does it feel now watching your dream come to life?
It feels, well, I think we're going to go with the word exciting.
Mm-hmm.
and it feels energizing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also felt uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have fun with this regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to find the fun in this. I'm going to find the joy in it, and I'm going to wake up every morning. One of the things I did know, I didn't know what I was going to be doing a month ago. I wasn't sure what that was going to look like, and
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I just want to feel into my day. Like I want to be able to get up while it's beautiful in the summer, and I want to be able to water my plants and walk the dogs. I don't want to get up in the morning and feel like I'm having a heart attack to race to an office building and park in an underground garage. I don't want those things. I want to feel into my day in a softer way that's more organic to what works for me. So I
Mm.
feel like that's happening, and that was part of what I wanted. And so I can do that with the hours that I can create for myself and the distance geographically where this is from my house. It's, I don't know, it's a 5 minute walk.
Ooh,
I can walk to work when I'm not trying to sling candles or carry things back and forth.
you got good karma that she paid out for you.
I feel so much gratitude, and I know this space would not have been available, probably much longer, and somebody would have locked it up. The area is just primed and poised for nothing but growth and development, and it's a nice combination of locals and residential. It's near Old Town, near museums,
Hmm.
really
She's
active.
in she's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Everybody, just in case you got on late,
Yeah,
she's in the ABQ, and
and
Sue had a question that said, and this is a very good question. She says, "What inspires your scents and their names? Because your scents are delicious."
it's been really hard because I'll just out myself to the entire community here. I'm pretty ADD. So, and I love fragrance. So for me not to have 2,000 fragrances is like a miracle. But I've kept it down to about 20. I mean, I started with 12 and then I grew it. But I first started with things that I like, and then I've had to talk to the people around me and
Hmm.
take notes. And A, B, or C. What do you like the most? What are you drawn towards? And like somebody wants a vanilla, so I have the best vanilla in the world, which is a really tough one to tackle. But I,
What about that Georgia you got? That Georgia
like,
peach?
isn't it perfect? It's peach nectar, right? And so my friend who does my graphic design work for me, we usually sit and we sniff and we sniff and we sniff, and it's like Georgia. I mean, that was it. It was actually
Mhm.
Sarah that said Georgia, and I said, "Oh my God, spot on! It's perfect." Right?
Yes.
So it's really fun to dig into the fragrance, and really, I love coming up with fun things. I've been trying to do more names for the Southwest, like we
Hmm.
have sandalwood, which we call golden hour. Um, he's up here trying to. He's getting a little squirmy. This is Oliver. So yeah, it's just that's really a very very fun thing. I have sandia for the watermelon mountains we have here. It smells just like Jolly Rancher candies, like you used to eat when you were a kid. Um,
Hmm.
I have a ton of fun with that.
Hmm.
That's another way to express. And I think when I start doing my classes, I'm going to let people name their own scents.
Hmm.
And so, oh, there we are, frozen.
Man, I'm telling you what we should do is. Oh yeah, you did
I'm
freeze.
freezing.
Y-
There, look, I'm still stuck.
But you're still moving. We can still hear you. Well, the next time we do a revival, our revival for 2025,
Okay,
uh, wouldn't it be great if we had a candle making uh,
class.
class in the
Yes,
middle of that? I mean, folks might not be, I don't know, but I would love a candle making afternoon with you with candles and maybe that's not at the revival. Maybe that's here in the B Hood on
that
a
would
on
be fun.
on a Saturday with the reunion. When we're doing a Soul Sisters reunion the last weekend in July, and
Amazing.
it's gonna be here at my house actually, and
Oh,
in the backyard with tents. You might have to leave and come back in,
there we go. Cancel.
Terry.
Okay.
Just
Uh,
leave the studio and come right back in.
okay.
Yeah.
Exit.
And
Oh, come
watch,
on. I'm stuck. It's the whole thing is stuck.
just leave the studio. Yeah. So she's going to leave the studio and come back in. But here's a shout out to Greta Sashida and the Soul Sisters who have been we've been dwelling and meeting each other and empowering one another for many years. And the retreat, as we know it, is no more. We're not doing that retreat like we did, but we can have things over here. This is a very big space in the backyard, and we can do all kinds of stuff here. So she's got a building in Albuquerque, and I got that much space right here in my backyard. So we can play, and I invite folks to make plans to come. It's going to be really good. Man, how did it get to be 6:56 so fast? Come on back in, Terri. Where is she? She will be entering the room in just a minute. In the meantime, I am thankful for anything in tonight's conversation that is inspiring you to get out of any small box that you've been stuck in, and for fear of, well, I'm too old to try this, or you know, in the years that I have left, or with the money that I have left, or whatever it is that keeps us stuck sometimes. It's like we can find ways around it if it's something that really moves your heart. Like I have this song that I want to do, and I'm gonna do this song. It's so bad. And I told Baby Man, I said we should, do this song. He said, you have got to quiet down to learn how it goes around and how it turns into a life so special. You can learn how it flows with majesty and grace, embracing you inside. And you could learn how it shows a woman she's a goddess, blessed and superbly human. Learn how it grows a boy into a man who walks with a loving courage. You have got to quiet down to learn how it flows around and how it turns into a life so special. This is a bad song. It's so sweet, and it's a little dance thing, Doo doo boo boo doo. It's so. I just love my music. In the old days, it wouldn't be like, "What do you think about this?" It's like, "What do I think about it? How do I like it?" And then I play it for Maxine and everybody, and they go like, "Ooh, yeah, I love that." So that's the way I feel about Terri and her scents and her candles and the things that she brings to the field. That's the way I feel about Chef Lori when she shows up with delicious dishes and all kinds of ways that she's been experimenting with foods, and she brings them to the Be Hood just to share with the people who came to the devotional. That's how I feel about Karen Norman when she shows up at my concerts with this big smile and, with her family and with their love for the music and calling out requests. That's how I feel about Edith and everybody that showed up tonight on the thread, because we each bear a piece of each other inside of our hearts. We meet each other because we, deep in the core of us, are each other. We are God in the flesh, dancing with itself. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. Thank you for having the courage to be great, having the courage to say yes to who you are. The good part about Terri is watching her accept that, yeah, what I do is good. Yeah, she's been doing great things for so long. Many of us have been Terri. We've been like that. We've been doing great things, but not really able to see that it was really that great. And then at some point you get it. You go like, wow, it's been rich. It's been a good journey. And to celebrate what that's been and not be afraid to go on, to try other things. You got to quiet down and learn how it goes and how it flows around and becomes something really special. So Terri's back in with us. Terri, give us some closing words for tonight, something that we can walk with.
I would say don't be afraid to try new things. Doesn't matter how old you are. When you get scared, lean into God like all day, every day, and know that you are held and know that you're protected And when you get stuck, listen to B radio or turn on some good tunes that, are coming out of the B Hood on a Sunday, or any one of the CDs that any of you, have put out. And just know that I love this community. I appreciate every single person, and I'm here to support as best I can, however I can. And thank you. You've given me great gifts.
You are welcome. And you've given me some great gifts too. Don't forget about Unity of Bellevue.
Oh yeah, when is that? When is that?
That's the first weekend in June.
Oh, I'm very busy. It's okay. I've been making tons.
And then there's Unity of Louisville the week after.
Okay, I do need to get busy. Oh yeah, and June is my birthday month, so get ready. It's going to be a party the whole month long.
That's right. We do it for 30 days. Isn't that right?
My birthday is not till the 28th, but like you, I celebrate the month.
Oh yes, we're celebrating the month every day. So
it's going to be super fun.
Oh
right?
Yeah,
I will get busy. Just let me know how many candles you need for both places. Those knocked out.
About 30 each.
You got it. You got it. Placing orders on the thread. Okay.
See, we're placing orders on the thread. See how it go down, y'all?
Oh, and also real quick, if anyone needs anything for corporate or custom, I can do that for any of you here. I also have a Candle of the Month club that I've started.
There you go.
And the thing is, I have to charge shipping, but I figure for anyone in the B Hood community, any of this part of my family, I can throw in extra for your things to make it really, really worth your while. And I appreciate all your support.
Oh, thank you. Now put her website up again. It's co-creationsltd.com.
Mm-hmm.
Not just this part here, co-creationsltd.com. She's Terri Dean, but not Terri Dean's Co-Creations Limited. It's just co-creationslimited.com. You can go there. You can see many of the candles. You can join her Candle of the Month club. I have a subscription to it, so I can't wait to see what that looks like.
It's going to be flexible and fun. So if you get anything you don't like, well, you're not local, so it's not going to be that easy. Hopefully you won't get anything you don't like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, all your candles are delicious. We love your candles. Oh, Michelle says she's coming to Bellevue. Okay. So the Bellevue concert is coming up on June, the first weekend in June.
Okay.
So that's the first Saturday night in June. So Michelle, I hope you can make it. And others in that area, the Washington State area. And then I'm going to Louisville, Kentucky the next weekend. And things are opening up. So I gotta, see just, where life is taking me these days. But it's always to the heart, deeper into the heart of God. So I know I'll be in good shape. And I know the same truth for you, Terri. I know the same for Sue. I know the same for everybody on the thread. Let us rest in God and say amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say